Hey guys, today I want to talk a little bit about the do-while loop. That's the last loop we're going to learn in Unit 4. We've learned about the for loop and we've learned about the while loop. Today we're going to learn about do-while. Okay, sounds a little weird, but the difference between do-while and the other loops we've learned is that do-while will execute its code at least one time, regardless whether the condition that it's checking is initially false or true. So either way, you're going to get the do-while to run one time. Okay, of course, if the condition is true and stays true, the do-while will keep running and running. Okay, the reason that this happens is because the condition is evaluated at the bottom of the loop instead of at the top. If you'll recall, the for loop and the while loops evaluate their conditions at the beginning, right at the top, before the loop even starts. Do-while, it just basically goes into the loop, does what it has to do, and at the end, it checks the condition to see if it should continue. Now, as you can see, I have Visual Studio already opened, so I'm going to show you what I'm talking about with the while loop. Okay, so over here, I'm going to simply start coding, and what I'm going to do is begin with an example. Maybe I will use this while loop to run a program over and over again. So that way I don't have to stop and start my program. Okay, so I'm going to do a fake program. I'm going to start by coding a variable that I'm going to need to use inside. I'm going to call it do again. I'm going to make it a string variable. Okay, maybe I'll just make this equal to yes. Okay, I'll just make it equal to yes. Okay, you don't have to do that, but I'm going to do that. I'm just going to put a y in it. Okay, and then I'm going to start my while loop, my do while loop. So the key word is the word do. Okay, and this is where our loop is going to begin. Okay, it's going to then get a set of curly braces. This is going to contain our loop code. Okay, right at the bottom, right after, it's going to look a little weird, but right after your ending curly brace for the do while loop, you're going to then use the keyword while. Okay, and in parentheses, you're going to put your condition. We're not going to do that yet. We'll do that at the end once we know what's going on. Okay, so inside my code block, my curly braces, I'm going to put some code. I'm going to just put some text here to display. Okay. Okay. And then I'm going to do some more. I'm going to ask a question. I'm not going to use console write line, of course, because I want to get some user input. I'm going to ask him, should I run this program again? And I'm going to basically ask him to type in a yes or no, a Y or an N. Okay, for yes or no, of course. I'm going to leave a little space. Okay, and then what I need to do is I'm going to capture that response into my string. And you can use a Boolean for this, but I'm just going to use a string. And I'm going to make that equal to console read line, of course, to capture their data. So do again is going to contain what it is they're looking for. Okay, so it's going to contain their response. Now I'm ready to populate the condition at the bottom of my loop after the while keyword. So I'm going to check again, do again. Okay, so if while do again is equal to yes, okay, if this is true, if this statement evaluates to true inside the parentheses, my loop is going to continue. In fact, just to be on the safe side in case my user isn't paying attention, I'm going to just make sure that I make this to lower. Okay, I'm just going to temporarily make do again to lower so that if they enter a capital Y or something, it's going to just automatically temporarily make the y lowercase. I could check it. Okay, so the way this is going to work is basically when I come in, this is going to happen one time. This loop code here is going to it's going to execute. I should get all this running. I'm going to ask the user at the end of what I need to do, do you want to go again? Should I run this again? Okay, the user is going to answer. I'm going to capture the answer here in my variable, and then I'm going to check my variable in this statement here, this expression. Okay, after the while keyword, I'm going to use my expression, check my expression, and inside the expression I'm just checking do again. So I have my console read line statement here. I'm going to run this program. Okay, so I get the program is running. Okay, so now it says, hello there, should I run this program again? Okay, I'm going to click yes. Okay, so you can see that now we're in the loop. I'll try capital Y to make sure it's working correct. Hello there, should I run this program again? Sure, why not? Okay, I'm getting tired. I want to end the program. I'll put in a no. Okay, and that's it. Get out of our loop. Okay, so if I run this again, no matter what, this do while loop is going to run. Okay, so I'm in my first loop. Okay, and what it is, it's right here now at line 18. You can see it in the running in the program. It's waiting for user input. I put in my user input. Okay, it runs again. The loop keeps running, and I decide when I want the loop to end. Once the loop ends, that's it. Okay, it might be a nice thing to do something like maybe give the user a message. Okay, it could be anything like press any key to exit the program. Something like that might be nice. Remember, we're always trying to make our user interface friendly and useful. So let me just run it one more time. You see that I have this, even if I put a no here, okay, you know that the loop ran at least one time. Okay, so I just added some comments here, and I'm getting a little message here. Visual Studio is telling me that it's unnecessary to assign a value to do again. So that's no problem. It's not an error, but if I take this away, if I decide not to assign anything to this variable, if I decide just to declare it and just set it aside and use it later in my program, that's fine too. Program's going to work the same way. We're just using that variable to collect our user response to see whether they want to run the program again or not. Okay, so you don't have to populate it with anything if you don't want to, as long as it's populated inside the loop. It should work. All right, any questions, just let me know. Again, I have to remind you guys, make sure you upload the program.cs file. Do not upload the SLN files to Moodle. I cannot use the SLN files. There are just too many other files that Visual Studio requires. Okay, so if you do upload the program.cs file, I can take that file and run it on my end. I can just put it into a shell program and run it here. So I can even just look at the code. All right, make sure you test your programs, make sure they work. Please let me know if you have any questions, email, or post in Google Classroom. Okay, guys, have a good day, and I'll be online waiting to hear from you if you need me.